The morning sun rose over New Haven Colony like any other day. Dr. Sora Kim stood in her laboratory, watching the golden light spread across the settlement. The colony sat inside massive protective domes on the planet Kepler 442b, far from Earth. Very far, over 1,000 light-years away from home. Sora checked her equipment and smiled. The atmosphere readings were perfect. The crops were growing well. 5,000 people called this place home now. They had left Earth 80 years ago, searching for a better life among the stars. Most of them had been born here. They had never seen Earth. To them, this was home. Outside, children played in the recreation dome. Miners prepared for their daily shifts. Teachers opened their schools. Life was peaceful here. They had no enemies, no wars. Just honest work and simple happiness. Sora sometimes wondered if people back on Earth even remembered they existed. The last message from Earth had come 20 years ago. After that, silence. They were alone out here, but they had learned to accept it. Across the colony, Engineer Taemin Song worked on the shield generators. These shields protected the domes from space rocks and radiation. Taemin was upgrading the old equipment, making it more efficient. His assistant handed him tools as he worked. "These shields are pretty old," his assistant said. "Do you think they would protect us from an attack?" Taemin laughed. "Attack? Who would attack us? We are miners, not soldiers. We have nothing worth fighting for except rocks and dirt." He continued working, not worried at all. "Besides, nobody even knows we are here." But Taemin was wrong. Someone did know they were there, and someone was coming. High above the planet, space suddenly twisted and bent. Massive ships appeared from nowhere, dropping out of faster-than-light travel. 12 alien warships, each one as long as a city block. Their hulls were black and covered in weapons. These were Draconis Empire ships, and they had come to take what they wanted. On the command ship, War Commander Krell sat on his throne. He was tall and covered in dark scales. His eyes were yellow and cold. He looked at the planet below and smiled, showing sharp teeth. "A human colony," he said to his crew. "Small, weak, no military. This will be easy." He had attacked 17 colonies before this one. All of them had surrendered quickly. Humans were soft, his report said. They did not know how to fight. They would give up without resistance. His second officer, Sub-Commander Thane, looked worried. "Commander, should we check their defenses first? Some reports say humans have become stronger in recent years." Krell waved his hand, dismissing the concern. "Old reports. Outdated information. These humans are far from Earth. Earth does not care about them. Earth has probably forgotten they exist." He leaned forward. "Begin the attack. Demand their surrender. If they refuse, destroy their shields and take the colony by force." The first plasma bolt hit New Haven's shields without warning. The entire colony shook. Alarms started screaming. People looked up in horror as more bolts rained down from the sky. The peaceful morning had become a nightmare in seconds. Sora dropped her equipment and ran to the communications center. "What is happening?" She shouted over the alarms. "Ships! Alien ships!" The communications officer yelled back. 12 of them. "They are attacking us." A message came through in broken translation. "Surrender immediately. This colony now belongs to the Draconis Empire. Resist and die." Sora felt ice in her stomach. "Get everyone to the shelters, now!" She ran through the colony, helping people evacuate. Children were crying. Parents grabbed their kids and ran for the underground bunkers. The shields were holding, but barely. Each hit made them weaker. Taemin rushed to the shield control room. His assistant was already there, trying to boost the power. The generators were screaming, pushed far beyond their design limits. "How long can we hold?" Sora asked when she reached him. Taemin looked at his screens. His face was grim. 3 days. Maybe 4 if we are lucky. But Sora, these shields were never meant for war. They will fail eventually. 3 days, Sora repeated. 3 days to live. 3 days until those ships broke through and killed everyone. 3 days until New Haven was destroyed. She made a decision. "I am going to the communications array. I am going to send a distress signal." "To who?" Taemin asked. "We are alone out here. Nobody will hear us." "To Earth," Sora said quietly. "I know they probably are not listening. I know they might have forgotten about us. But I have to try. Even if nobody hears, even if nobody comes, I have to try." She ran through the chaos of the colony. Buildings were shaking. The shields flickered with each hit. Debris was falling from damaged structures. People were screaming. It was like the end of the world. She reached the long-range communications tower and climbed the stairs as fast as she could. The equipment was old. Very old. It used frequencies that nobody had used in decades. Sora powered it up and started transmitting. Her hands shook as she typed the message. This is Dr. Sora Kim of New Haven Colony on Kepler 442b. We are under attack by alien forces, 12 warships. They are demanding our surrender. Our shields will not hold much longer. Please, if anyone can hear this message, we need help. We are dying here. Please help us. She sent the message on repeat, broadcasting it toward Earth, 1,200 light-years away. The signal would take years to reach Earth, even traveling at the speed of light. And even if it somehow got there faster through the relay networks, would anyone be listening? Would anyone care about a forgotten colony so far from home? Sora slumped in her chair, exhausted. Outside the window, she could see the enemy ships in orbit, their weapons firing constantly. The shields were at 60% now, then 55%, dropping steadily. She had done everything she could. She had sent the message. Now all they could do was wait and hope. But hope was a fragile thing when death rained from the sky. 200 light-years away, on the Earth Defense Force battleship Indomitable, Captain Minho Park was reviewing patrol reports. It was a quiet day. Routine operations. Nothing interesting happening. His crew was relaxed, running standard drills. Then his communications officer jumped up from her station.
Captain!
I am picking up something strange. An old frequency. Emergency military code from decades ago. What does it say? Minho asked, suddenly alert. The officer listened, her face going pale. It is a distress signal. From New Haven Colony. They are under attack. New Haven. Minho knew that name. It was one of the first deep space colonies, established before modern communications. Most people thought that colony had failed years ago. But here was proof they were alive. And they were dying. Minho stood up. Battle stations. All ships prepare for immediate jump. Plot a course to New Haven. Maximum speed. His second-in-command, Commander Jiwan Lee, looked concerned. Sir, should we wait for orders from Earth Command? No, Minho said firmly. Those are our people. Earth does not abandon its children. We go now. He looked at his crew. Prepare for combat. We are going to war. The 7 ships of Battle Group Omega changed course. Their engines blazed bright as they jumped to faster-than-light speed. They were coming. Earth had heard the call. Earth was answering, and the Draconis Empire had no idea what was about to hit them. The shields were failing. Sora watched the numbers drop on her screen. 40%. 35%. The bombardment had not stopped for 2 days. The Draconis ships fired their weapons in shifts, never giving the colony a moment to rest or recover. The colony was running out of everything. Power, medical supplies, hope. People stayed in the underground shelters, afraid to come out. Some of the children had stopped crying. They just sat quietly staring at nothing. That was worse than the crying. Taman had not slept in 2 days. He kept the shield generators running through sheer willpower and technical skill. He took parts from mining equipment. He rerouted power from non-essential systems. He did everything possible to buy them more time. But time was running out. 28%, he said to Sora when she came to check on him. His voice was hoarse from exhaustion. Maybe 6 more hours. That is all I can give you. Sora put her hand on his shoulder. You have done everything you could. Nobody could have done more. She paused. I sent a message to Earth. I know it was probably useless, but I had to try. Taman looked at her and smiled tiredly. Earth never forgets its children. If they hurt us, they are already coming. You really believe that? Sora asked. I have to, Taman said. Because if I do not believe it, what else is there? On the Draconis command ship, War Commander Krell was getting impatient. This colony should have surrendered by now. Most colonies gave up within hours. But these humans kept fighting. It was annoying. Their shields are almost down, Sub-Commander Thane reported. Another few hours and we can send ground forces in. Good, Krell said. But I grow tired of waiting. Increase the bombardment. I want those shields down in 3 hours, not 6. Sir, we detected a communications burst from the colony 2 days ago. They sent a message, Krell laughed. A message to who? They are alone out here. Even if someone heard them, help could not arrive in time. This colony is ours. They just do not know it yet. But at that exact moment, something was happening at the edge of the star system. Space twisted and bent. Energy readings spiked. 7 massive shapes appeared from faster-than-light travel, emerging near the asteroid belt. Thane stared at his sensors in shock. "Commander, multiple contacts!" 7 ships just appeared at the system edge. Large vessels. Power readings are extremely high. Krell frowned. "What kind of ships? Merchants? Smugglers? Unknown design? Not in our database. Wait, they are broadcasting." Thane listened to the translation. His scales went pale. "Commander, they identify themselves as Earth Defense Force. They are demanding we cease fire immediately." Krell stood up from his throne. "Earth? Impossible. Earth is 1,200 light-years away. They could not have gotten here so fast." He studied the sensor readings. 7 ships against his 12. The numbers were in his favor. "They are bluffing. Send a fighter squadron to chase them away. Commander, perhaps we should be cautious. These ships, their energy signatures are unlike anything I have seen before." "Enough," Krell roared. "I have conquered 17 worlds. I will not be intimidated by 7 ships. All vessels turn to engage the Earth fleet. We will destroy them quickly and then finish off the colony." On New Haven, Sora was in the communications center when the message came through. It was broadcast on open channels so everyone could hear. A human voice, strong, confident, speaking English. "This is Captain Minho Park of the Earth Defense Force battleship Indomitable to hostile vessels attacking New Haven Colony. You have 30 seconds to cease fire and withdraw from this system. If you do not comply, we will consider you legitimate military targets and respond with appropriate force." "This is your only warning." The entire colony heard it. For a moment there was complete silence. Then someone started crying. Not from fear this time, but from relief. Then someone else started laughing. Then cheering. The sound spread through the shelters like wildfire. Earth had come. Earth had heard them. They were not alone. Sora found herself crying too, unable to stop. Taman grabbed her in a hug, both of them shaking with emotion. "I told you," he said. "I told you Earth never forgets." In orbit, War Commander Krell watched the countdown expire. The Earth ships had not moved. They just hung there in space, waiting. Fine. He would show them what happened to those who opposed the Draconis Empire. "All ships, fire," he commanded. Hundreds of missiles launched from the Draconis fleet. Plasma bolts followed. Enough firepower to destroy a small city. All of it targeted at the 7 Earth ships. The attack filled the space between the fleets with deadly energy. Then something impossible happened. The missiles never reached their targets. Small weapons on the Earth ships fired with incredible precision. Every single missile was destroyed before it got close. The plasma bolts hit shields that absorbed the energy like it was nothing. Not a single Earth ship took damage. "What?" Krell stared at his screens in disbelief. "How is that possible?" Captain Park's voice came through again, colder this time. "You had your chance. All ships weapons free. Show them what Earth is capable of." The lead Earth ship, the Indomitable, fired its main weapon. A tungsten rod accelerated to nearly the speed of light. It crossed the distance between the fleets in less than a second. It hit a Draconis destroyer head-on. The destroyer's shields did nothing. The armor did nothing. The projectile went through the entire ship like it was made of paper, creating a perfectly circular hole from front to back. The ship broke apart, splitting into pieces. Everyone on board was dead before they knew what happened. "Evasive action," Krell screamed. "Return fire. All weapons." But the Earth ships were already moving. They were faster than the Draconis vessels, more maneuverable. Their weapons were more accurate. It was not a fair fight. It was not even close. Commander Jiwan Lee coordinated the fighter launch from the Indomitable. Dozens of small craft poured out of the ship's launch bays. Leading them was Lieutenant Hana Choi, one of Earth's best pilots. Her call sign was Phoenix, and she was about to show everyone why. Hana's fighter responded to her thoughts through neural interface technology. She did not need to touch controls. She just thought about where she wanted to go, and the fighter went there. It gave her reaction times that seemed superhuman. The Draconis launched their own fighters to intercept. They were big, heavily armored craft, strong but slow. Hana's fighter was small, fast, and deadly. She flew through the enemy formation like a blade, her weapons cutting down Draconis fighters with ease. 3 down, she reported calmly, engaging more targets. Another Earthship fired an electromagnetic pulse weapon. The invisible wave hit 2 Draconis cruisers. Every electronic system on both ships died instantly. No power, no weapons, no life support. The ships went dark, floating dead in space. 8 minutes after the battle started, 3 Draconis warships were destroyed. 2 more were disabled. The remaining 7 were trying to retreat, but they were too slow. The Earth ships pursued them, picking them off one by one. "This is impossible," Krell shouted. "How can they be this strong?" "We need to withdraw," Thane said urgently. "We cannot win this fight. Prepare to jump to hyperspace." "We are leaving," Krell ordered. But when the navigation officer tried to activate the faster-than-light drive, nothing happened. An alarm blared on the console. "We cannot jump. Something is blocking our hyperspace engines. The Earth ships have created an interdiction field," Thane said quietly. "They are not letting us escape." Captain Park's voice came through one more time. "Draconis vessels, you are surrounded and your escape is impossible. Power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded. Any resistance will be met with destruction. Choose wisely." Krell looked around his bridge. Half his fleet was gone. The rest were badly damaged. The Earth ships had barely been scratched. He had been beaten. Completely and totally beaten. By humans. By the species he had called weak and primitive. He sat down heavily on his throne. "Power down weapons. We surrender." On New Haven, the bombardment had stopped. The colony's sensors showed the battle in orbit. The Draconis fleet was destroyed. The Earth ships were victorious. 5,000 people emerged from their shelters, looking up at the sky. Some were crying. Others were cheering. All of them were alive because Earth had come. Sora stood outside watching the stars. Up there, Earth's fleet was securing the system, making it safe. Protecting them. She had sent a message hoping someone might hear. Earth had not just heard. Earth had answered with power beyond anything she could have imagined. They were saved. Morning. The entire colony had gathered to see it. 5,000 people stood in the morning light, waiting for their rescuers to emerge. Many of them had never seen anyone from Earth before. They had been born here, far from the homeworld. The shuttle door opened. Captain Minho Park stepped out first, wearing his Earth Defense Force uniform. He was tall and confident, but his eyes were kind. Behind him came Commander Jiwan Lee and several other officers. They looked around at the damaged colony, at the scared but hopeful faces of the colonists. For a moment, nobody moved. Then a child broke free from her mother and ran toward Minho. She threw her arms around him and started crying. That broke the silence. People surged forward, wanting to shake hands to say thank you, to touch these people from Earth who had saved them. Sora pushed through the crowd. When she reached Minho, she did not know what to say. Her voice caught in her throat. "You came," she finally managed. "We thought nobody would hear us. We thought Earth had forgotten about us." Minho looked at her seriously. "Earth never forgets its children. We have been monitoring all the colonies, even the distant ones like yours. When your signal reached us, we came as fast as we could. I only wish we had been closer." "You saved us," Sora said. Tears ran down her face, all of us. "We would have died without you." "That is what we do," Minho said gently. "We protect our people, all of them, everywhere." The Earth fleet immediately began helping the colony. Medical teams treated the wounded. Engineers examined the damaged buildings. Food and supplies were distributed to everyone. The colonists had been living on emergency rations for days. Now they had fresh food again. Children who had been too scared to eat were finally able to have a proper meal. Jiwan coordinated the relief efforts. She was efficient and organized, but also warm and friendly. She spent time talking to the colonists, learning their names, hearing their stories. She wanted them to know that Earth cared about them as individuals, not just as citizens to be protected. Lieutenant Hana Choi became an instant celebrity among the colony's children. They followed her everywhere, asking questions about Earth, about her fighter, about the battle. She was patient with them, answering every question. She even let some of them sit in her fighter's cockpit, which made them feel like heroes. "Is Earth really as beautiful as the old videos show?" a young girl asked Hana. "More beautiful," Hana said with a smile. "The oceans are blue like sapphires. The forests are so green they almost glow. And at night you can see lights from millions of buildings. It is home, and you are part of that home too, even though you are far away." That night, Minho sat with Sora and Taemin in the colony's meeting hall. They talked about everything that had happened, but also about the future. Minho brought news from Earth that changed everything the colonists thought they knew. The Earth you remember from 80 years ago does not exist anymore, Minho explained. We have changed. We have grown. Humanity is united now under the Sol Federation. We have hundreds of advanced warships. We have colonies on dozens of worlds. We are not hiding anymore. We are taking our place in the galaxy, but how? Taman asked. When we left, Earth was still struggling with basic space travel. The ships that brought us here were slow and fragile. How did everything change so fast? We had a technological revolution, Minho said. New discoveries in physics. Better engines. Stronger materials. More powerful weapons. In 80 years, we went from barely reaching nearby stars to controlling this entire region of space. And we did it because we had to. Because we knew our colonies were out here, vulnerable and alone. We needed to be strong enough to protect them. So we are not forgotten, Sora said softly. We were never forgotten. Never, Minho confirmed. You are part of humanity's family. And family protects family, always, he explained more. Earth had been searching for all the old colonies, the ones that had lost contact decades ago. New Haven was on the list, but the Draconis attack had moved up the schedule. Now Earth was committed to making sure no human colony ever faced such a threat alone again. We are going to station a permanent garrison here, Minho said. 3 warships will always be in your system. We are also upgrading your defenses. Better shields, weapons platforms, everything you need to be safe. And we are establishing regular communication links. You will be able to talk to Earth whenever you want. Taman could hardly believe it. We are going to be part of the network again. Connected to Earth. Protected more than that, Minho said. New Haven is being designated as a regional hub. This system will be important for Earth's presence in this sector. More ships will come. More trade. More people. Your colony is about to grow in ways you cannot imagine. Over the next few days, the transformation was incredible. Earth's engineers worked with Taman to upgrade the shield generators. What had been barely adequate before became military-grade protection. New power generators were installed. Communication arrays were upgraded. The colony that had been on the edge of death was becoming a fortress. A defense platform was constructed in orbit. It had weapons powerful enough to destroy any ship that threatened the colony. Automated systems meant it could respond to threats even without human operators. New Haven would never be vulnerable again. But the most important change was not physical. It was psychological. The colonists no longer felt alone. They were part of something bigger now. Part of Earth's growing empire among the stars. They had a future again. Hana volunteered to be part of the permanent garrison. She had fallen in love with the colony and its people. She wanted to protect them personally. Minho approved her request. She would train local colonists to become pilots, creating New Haven's own defense. Wing Sora was appointed as the official liaison between New Haven and Earth. She would coordinate all communications and cooperation between the colony and the homeworld. It was a huge responsibility, but she accepted it gladly. She had brought Earth and New Haven back together. Now she would keep them connected. On the 5th day after the rescue, Minho gathered everyone for an announcement. The entire colony assembled in the central plaza. Minho stood on a platform with his officers beside him. People of New Haven, he began. You have shown incredible courage during this crisis. You did not surrender. You did not give up. You fought to survive, and you held on long enough for help to arrive. Earth is proud of you. The crowd cheered. Children waved small Earth flags that had been distributed earlier. From this day forward, New Haven is under the direct protection of the Earth Defense Force. A permanent garrison of 3 warships will be stationed here. Your defenses have been upgraded to military specifications, and you will have regular contact with Earth through our new communication systems. More cheering. Some people were crying happy tears. But this is not just about protection, Minho continued. This is about family. You are our family. You are Earth's children, and no matter how far you travel, no matter how distant you become, Earth will always be there for you. Always. The crowd erupted in applause. People hugged each other. The nightmare was over. The future was beginning. That night, Sora stood on the observation deck of the Indomitable, looking down at New Haven from orbit. The colony lights twinkled below like stars. Around her, the 3 warships that would become the permanent garrison were taking up their positions. She could see the defense platform under construction, already half finished. Minho joined her at the window. Beautiful, is it not? He said. I never thought I would see this, Sora admitted. A week ago we were dying. Now we have a future. It feels like a dream. It is real, Minho assured her. And it is permanent. Earth has committed to protecting all our colonies. What happened here will not happen to any other human settlement. We are making sure of that. What happened to the Draconis prisoners? Sora asked. War Commander Krell is being held for trial. His officers are being questioned. We are learning a lot about the Draconis Empire and their operations. They had planned to attack 15 more human colonies. New Haven was just the beginning of their campaign. 15 more. Sora was shocked. They were going to attack 15 colonies? They were, Minho said grimly. But not anymore. We have sent them a message they will not forget. Attack humans and you will face consequences. Severe consequences. Sora nodded, understanding. Earth had not just saved New Haven. Earth had saved countless other colonies that would have been attacked. The rescue had changed everything. Humanity was no longer weak prey. Humanity was a force to be respected and feared. The galaxy was learning that lesson the hard way. 2 weeks after the battle, Earth broadcast a message to the entire galaxy. Every species with the ability to receive it heard the transmission. It was transmitted through relay networks that reached across hundreds of star systems. The message was simple and clear. Any attack on a human colony will be considered an attack on Earth itself. Humanity will defend its people with all available force, regardless of distance. We seek peace with all civilizations, but we will not tolerate aggression against our citizens. This message serves as fair warning to all. The broadcast included video footage from the Battle of New Haven. It showed the Draconis fleet being destroyed. It showed Earth's advanced weapons cutting through enemy ships like they were made of paper. It showed the power and determination of humanity's military. The message was clear. Do not mess with humans. The response was immediate. Across the galaxy, species that had been considering attacking human colonies changed their minds. Some governments that had viewed humanity as weak prey suddenly realized their mistake. Earth was not weak. Earth was dangerous. Very dangerous. In the Draconis Empire, panic spread through the government. News of the disaster at New Haven reached the capital. The military leaders could not believe it. An entire fleet destroyed by 7 human ships. War Commander Krell captured without inflicting any real damage on his opponents. It was humiliating. It was terrifying. The Draconis High Command held an emergency meeting. Some leaders wanted to negotiate peace immediately. Others wanted revenge for their lost ships and captured warriors. The debate grew heated. Arguments turned into shouting matches. The Empire was divided on how to respond. Finally, the Imperator, the supreme leader of the Draconis Empire, made his decision. He ordered all military operations in human space to stop immediately. Every Draconis ship was recalled from the border regions. Intelligence agencies were ordered to gather accurate information about Earth's true military strength. What they discovered was shocking. Humanity had dozens of battle groups like the one that destroyed Krell's fleet. They had hundreds of advanced warships spread across their territory. Their technology was decades ahead of what the Draconis Empire possessed, and they were still building more ships, getting stronger every year. The Imperator realized the truth. The Draconis Empire could not win a war against Earth. Any attempt would result in catastrophic losses. The only sensible option was peace. He ordered his diplomats to prepare an offer of negotiation. The Empire would release all prisoners, pay reparations to New Haven, and agree to a non-aggression treaty. But not everyone in the Draconis government agreed. The war faction, led by aggressive military commanders, began secret preparations for a larger attack. They believed that if they struck with enough force, they could overcome Earth's technological advantage. They were wrong, but they would not listen to reason. Meanwhile, the Confederation of Free Worlds was also reacting to Earth's message. The Confederation was a loose alliance of peaceful species that promoted trade and cooperation across the galaxy. They had largely ignored humanity before, viewing them as a minor species on the edge of civilized space. Ambassador Vera had been observing the Battle of New Haven from a distance. She had watched the entire fight, recording everything. When she presented her report to the Confederation Council, it caused an uproar. How could we have missed this? One council member demanded. How did humans become so powerful without us noticing? Vera explained. Humanity developed rapidly over the last century. They focused on technology and military strength while staying relatively isolated. By the time we should have noticed them, they were already a major power. The battle at New Haven simply revealed what they had been building in secret. The Confederation Council debated for hours. Some members were excited about bringing humanity into their alliance. Earth's military power and advanced technology would make the Confederation much stronger. Other members were nervous about allowing such a powerful species to join. They worried that humans might try to dominate the alliance. Finally, they voted to send a diplomatic mission to Earth. Vera was chosen to lead it. Her mission was to offer humanity membership in the Confederation and to propose various agreements. Trade deals, cultural exchanges, mutual defense pacts. The Confederation wanted to be Earth's friend, not its enemy. 1 month after the battle, Vera's diplomatic ship arrived at New Haven. The system was now heavily defended. 3 Earth warships patrolled constantly. The new defense platform was complete and armed with powerful weapons. It was clear that New Haven would never be vulnerable again. Vera requested permission to enter the system. Minho, who was still at New Haven coordinating the garrison, granted it. The alien ship approached slowly, broadcasting peaceful intentions on all frequencies. It was an elegant vessel, designed for diplomacy rather than war. The first meeting between the Confederation and Earth officials took place aboard the Indomitable. Vera brought several other diplomats with her. On the Earth side, Minho represented the military, Sora represented New Haven, and several officials from Earth Command participated through holographic communication. Vera was impressed by the humans. They were polite but confident. They listened carefully to the Confederation's proposals but did not seem desperate for approval. These were not people begging to be accepted. These were people who knew their own strength. "We offer humanity full membership in the Confederation of Free Worlds," Vera said. "You would have access to our trade networks, our scientific knowledge, and our diplomatic channels. In return, we hope to benefit from your advanced technology and military capabilities." The Earth officials discussed the offer privately. When they returned, their answer surprised Vera. "We are interested in joining the Confederation," one of the Earth Command officials said, "but not as junior members. We want equal partnership. We want veto power on decisions that affect human space. And we want the freedom to defend our interests as we see fit." Vera was taken aback. Most species were grateful just to be accepted into the Confederation. Humans were making demands. But she also understood. Humanity did not need the Confederation. The Confederation needed humanity. The balance of power had shifted. "I will take your terms back to the Council," Vera said. "I believe they will agree. You have proven yourselves worthy of equal status." The meeting ended cordially. As Vera's ship departed, she reflected on what she had witnessed. Humanity's entry into galactic politics had been the most dramatic she had ever seen. Most species took centuries to achieve the influence Earth had gained in just weeks. The rescue of New Haven would be remembered as a turning point in galactic history. Back on Earth, the government was busy. Shipyards worked around the clock building new warships. Training facilities prepared thousands of new recruits for the expanding fleet. Resources were redirected to support the military buildup. Earth was positioning itself as a major galactic power. Minho was promoted to Fleet Admiral, given command of the newly formed Second Fleet. His mission was to patrol human space and maintain a visible deterrent against potential threats. Jiwan took over as captain of the Indomitable, continuing its role as protector of the frontier colonies. The Draconis peace envoy arrived at Earth shortly after the Confederation's diplomatic mission. The envoy was humble, almost submissive. They offered everything Earth demanded: release of all prisoners, reparations for New Haven, a demilitarized zone between human and Draconis territory, formal recognition of all human colonies and their territorial claims. Earth accepted the terms, but with a warning. Any future aggression would be met with immediate and overwhelming force. The treaty was signed, but everyone understood it was really a surrender. The Draconis Empire had been defeated without Earth ever attacking their homeworlds. Sub-Commander Thane, who had become cooperative after his capture, provided valuable intelligence. He warned Earth about other potential threats in the region, aggressive species that might view human colonies as targets, pirates and raiders who operated in the frontier zones. Earth used this information to position its fleet strategically. The months following the Battle of New Haven transformed the entire region of space. Humanity went from being an overlooked minor species to a recognized galactic power. Other civilizations rushed to establish diplomatic relations. Some offered trade agreements. Others proposed alliances. A few kept their distance, wary of Earth's military might. Back at New Haven, life had changed completely. The colony's population grew as new settlers arrived from Earth. Trade ships came regularly, bringing goods and taking away the colony's valuable minerals. Children who had lived through the siege now played safely under the protection of Earth's garrison. Hana worked tirelessly training new pilots. The New Haven Guardians fighter wing was now operational, with local colonists flying Earth's advanced fighters. They practiced constantly, ready to defend their home if needed. But everyone knew that with 3 warships in orbit and the defense platform online, New Haven was probably the safest colony in human space. Sora coordinated with dozens of other colonies that Earth had reconnected with. Her small communications center had grown into a major hub for the entire sector. She sometimes could not believe how much had changed. A few months ago, she had been a simple scientist in a forgotten colony. 1 year after the attack, New Haven held a memorial ceremony. The entire colony gathered in the central plaza where Earth's shuttle had first landed. A monument had been built to honor those who died during the siege. It was made of black stone with the names of the victims carved into its surface. At the top, simple words were engraved: Earth never forgets. Fleet Admiral Minho Park returned for the ceremony. Captain Ji-won Lee came from the Indomitable. Lieutenant Hana Choi was already there, having become a permanent resident of the colony she helped save. Hundreds of other Earth Defense Force personnel attended, showing their respect for the colonists who had survived. Sora stood before the crowd to speak. She looked different now, more confident, more sure of herself. The year had changed her from a scientist into a leader. She wore the uniform of a regional administrator, but her eyes still held the warmth of someone who cared deeply about her people. 1 year ago, we thought we were going to die, Sora began. Her voice was steady. 1 year ago, we believed we were alone in the universe, forgotten by Earth, about to be destroyed by an enemy we could not fight. We sent a message into the darkness, hoping someone might hear us, but not really believing anyone would come. She paused, looking at the crowd. But we were wrong. We were not forgotten. We were not alone. Earth heard our call and Earth came, not with promises or sympathy, but with the most powerful fleet we had ever seen. They came to save us, and they did. Every person standing here today is alive because Earth answered when we called. The crowd was silent, many people wiping tears from their eyes. We learned something important that day, Sora continued. We learned that no matter how far we travel from Earth, no matter how many years pass, no matter how distant we become, we are still part of humanity's family. And family protects family, always. She gestured to the monument. We remember those we lost. We honor their sacrifice. But we also celebrate what we have gained. We are no longer a forgotten colony on the edge of nowhere. We are part of something greater. We are part of Earth's future among the stars. When Sora finished, Minho took her place at the podium. He looked out at the colonists, at the families who had survived, at the children who would grow up in a safer world. I want you to understand what happened here, Minho said. What happened at New Haven changed everything. Your distress call did more than save your colony. It woke Earth up to the dangers our colonies faced. It forced us to mobilize faster than we had planned. It made us show the galaxy who we really are. He pointed to the sky. Because of what happened here, Earth has connected with 13 other lost colonies. Because of what happened here, the Draconis Empire has signed a peace treaty and will never threaten humans again. Because of what happened here, the entire galaxy knows that attacking Earth's people brings consequences. Severe consequences. The crowd began to applaud. Minho raised his hand for silence. New Haven is now a symbol, he said. A symbol of humanity's determination. A symbol of Earth's commitment to its children. When other colonies face threats, they remember what happened here. They know help will come. They know they are not alone. That is your legacy. That is what your survival means. After the ceremony, people gathered in smaller groups. Children played around the monument, no longer scared. They had been too young to fully understand the danger they faced, but they knew they were safe now. They knew Earth protected them. Hana sat with a group of her students from the flight academy. They were young colonists learning to be pilots. She had trained them well. They would be the next generation of New Haven guardians, ready to protect their home if needed. One of her students asked her about the battle. What was it like? Fighting the Draconis fleet? Hannah thought carefully before answering. It was scary, she admitted, but I knew what I was fighting for. I was fighting for people who needed help, for colonists who had done nothing wrong except try to build a life out here. That made me brave. That gave me strength. Will we ever have to fight? Another student asked. Maybe, Hannah said honestly. But if you do, you will be ready. And you will not be alone. The entire Earth Defense Force stands behind you. Remember that. Always remember that. Taemin walked through the colony with Jiwon, showing her all the improvements that had been made. The shields were now the best available. The power systems were completely upgraded. The communication arrays could reach Earth in real time through relay networks. Everything was modern and efficient. You have done amazing work here, Jiwon said. This colony is better protected than most military bases. Taemin smiled. I never want to feel helpless again. Never want to watch those shields fail and know I cannot stop it. Now, if anyone tries to attack us, they will regret it. They will not attack, Jiwon assured him. Everyone knows what happened the last time someone attacked a human colony. The Draconis lost an entire fleet. Other species are not stupid. They learn from examples. That evening, the main celebration began. Food was served. Music played. People danced and laughed. It was a celebration of life, of survival, of hope. The colony that had faced death was now thriving. Population had grown to over 6,000. Trade was booming. New buildings were going up every month. Minho and Sora stood together watching the festivities. They had become close friends over the past year. She valued his guidance. He admired her strength and determination. Do you ever think about that night? Sora asked. When you first heard our distress signal? Every day, Minho said. I think about what would have happened if we had been too far away. If we had not heard the signal. If we had arrived too late. It haunts me. But you did arrive, Sora said. You saved us. That is what matters, Minho nodded. And because we did, everything changed. Earth is not the same. We are more vigilant now, more prepared. We have fleets positioned to respond quickly to any threat against any colony. New Haven taught us that we cannot be complacent. We must always be ready to protect our people. What happens now? Sora asked. Where does humanity go from here? We grow, Minho said simply. We explore, we build. We take our place among the stars as equals to any civilization. But we never forget where we came from. We never forget colonies like this one, built by brave people who risked everything for a better future. Those people are the foundation of everything we are becoming. The celebration continued late into the night. Above the colony, the 3 warships of the permanent garrison maintained their watch. The defense platform sensors scanned constantly for threats, but the system was quiet, peaceful, safe. Far across the galaxy, in the capital of the Confederation of Free Worlds, Ambassador Vera presented her final report on humanity. The Confederation Council listened carefully. They had agreed to Earth's terms for membership. Humanity would join as equal partners with full rights and responsibilities. Humanity is unlike any species we have encountered, Vera concluded. They are aggressive when threatened, but reasonable when approached peacefully. They are technologically advanced but not arrogant about it. They value family and loyalty above almost everything else, and they never forget their people no matter how far away they are. The Council voted unanimously to approve Earth's membership. Humanity was now officially part of the galactic community, not as newcomers begging for acceptance, but as a major power demanding respect. In the Draconis Empire, War Commander Krell had been released and returned home. He was no longer a war commander. He had been demoted, his reputation destroyed. But he was alive and he had learned a valuable lesson: never underestimate humanity. He sometimes thought about that battle, how quickly it had turned, how helpless his fleet had been against Earth's technology, how easily humans had defeated forces that had conquered 17 other worlds. It still gave him nightmares. But those nightmares served a purpose. They reminded him and others like him that humans were not prey. Humans were predators, dangerous predators who had been hiding their strength, waiting for the right moment to reveal it. That moment had come at New Haven, and the galaxy would never forget it. Back on New Haven, as the celebration wound down, Sora stood alone at the monument. She placed her hand on the cold stone, feeling the engraved names under her fingers. These people had died believing they were forgotten. But they were wrong. Earth had not forgotten. Earth had come. And because Earth had come, because Earth had shown the galaxy what humanity was capable of, no other colony would suffer what New Haven had suffered. No other colonists would die feeling abandoned and alone. Earth's promise was absolute now. Attack one human and you attack all humans. Threaten one colony and you face the entire Earth Defense Force. Sora looked up at the stars. Somewhere up there, Earth shone bright. Home. The world she had never seen but had always belonged to. The world that had sent its best to save her and her people. The world that would always protect its children, no matter the cost, no matter the distance. She smiled. The future was uncertain, as futures always are. But one thing was absolutely certain. Humanity would face that future together, united, strong, ready to defend what was theirs and to build something amazing among the stars. The galaxy had learned its lesson. They thought no one would come to save a forgotten colony on the edge of nowhere. They thought humans were weak, scattered, easy prey. They were wrong. Earth's most powerful fleet had arrived, and nothing would ever be the same again.